The entire intent of the What's Possible program is to start to get people to make more of their decisions based on the consequences they desire rather than the situations they face. In an economy like this, do you want them focused on the situation or do you want them focused on the consequences? Out of simple experience inside corporations where I'll ask someone, why did you make that decision? Why did you choose that course of action? Here's what they say. Because the deadline was, because the budget is, because the executive vice president wanted. What are they describing? The situation. What they seldom say to me is, Mitch, because what we want for our customers is, or what we want as a result of this project is, or what I want out of my career is. I don't get the same kind of response. It's rare for me to get that kind of response. I do get it, but 90% of the time I get the, the budget, the time, the executives want this and that. They are so situational minded. It's amazing how quickly human beings, when it comes to something they want to achieve, get to the point where they say, that's good enough. And then you settle, and there's much more available. And part of the learning today is to ask yourself, how often do you say, that's good enough? I know corporations who do a great job and say, this is all we can do, and we're working at our max, and this is about as successful as we can be in this marketplace, until one of their competitors does something different. And in the next window of time, you watch corporations put resources against doing that, and in no time, everyone's doing it. And we have so many false barriers. Remember false barriers from this morning? And one of the things I want you to watch for is when you say, this is as good as it gets. More often than not, it's probably a false assumption that this is as good as it gets. And when we use this program for purposes of teaching innovation, one of the things that's a real misunderstanding in the world is people still have this sense that innovation comes from the lightning bolt, that someone's sitting in their cubicle and has the big idea that suddenly changes things. And I know that 99 times out of 100, it's not that. It's Atik and I and Carolyn in our office where Atik says, what about this? And I go, no, Atik, a little more like that. And Carolyn says, no, take that and turn it on its side. And Atik says, well, what about if we did it like... And suddenly you're like this. You're building idea on idea. So one of the things I'm going to say that is key here, if you are thinking about what's possible around the world of innovation, is that real innovation in most organizations comes from idea on idea. Now, the only challenge with that is in most organizations, people are very slow to put their good ideas forward until they're perfectly thought out, wrapped in a bow, and presentable to senior management in a way that they won't poke holes in. And as soon as you have people who are reluctant to put their ideas forward quickly, you kill idea and idea, which means you slow innovation. If you want to build cultures that are innovative, you need idea and idea. In real life, in most organizations right now, people are asking for more. And guess what's happening? People are metaphorically throwing the ball harder, feeling greater risk, experiencing greater stress. And in real life, what I'd want you to watch out for, personally, is whenever you are feeling that you are experiencing a much greater need for effort than you have in the past, a much greater sense of anxiety or risk, and much greater stress levels. Because those three indicators suggest to you that if you're doing it in a particular way, it is absolutely time to change the paradigm.